Morales. They might just call me childish if I got to catch them all or volunteer to take the challenge. Brick and mortar, I got the plug and the orders. I got the connect account, mechanic can get me the sort of joy I get from noise, action, BB, B8, action, so yeah, brick and mortar, I got the plug and the orders. I got the connect account, mechanic can get me the sort of joy I get from noise, action, bang, 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 action figures. Welcome to the Terradrome. I used to call Castle Grace, go home.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. I'm your host, Red Cheney, and I'm actually coming at you today. I know it's been a while. I apologize about that. I needed some time to recuperate after that last video where we got to unbox and review the HasLab Transformers Unicron, which I'm still gushing over. But I am happy to be back with you guys today. And today, I'm actually doing a mail call. If you can see those stickers right there on the box, that is our good friends at tfbasement.com. Got a mail call from them. So this video is brought to you by tfbasement.com for all your collectible needs, particularly with the Transformers, G.I. Joes, Masters of the Universe, the list goes on. TF Basement has you covered. If you want to hear more about TF Basement, I actually have a video where I interviewed the CEO of TF Basement, Mr. Jonathan Williams, some time ago. It was some months back, I think in fall of this past year. So you go back, go check that video out. I'll actually put a link for that video in the description below. But the mail call is from TF Basement, and we're actually going to get this box opened up so you could actually check it out and see what's inside of it. Well, you know what's inside of it because you've already seen the title of the video. So I already got to cutting and a slicing. So also want to say that TF Basement does an awesome job of packaging and protecting the items that they ship out. So right there we've got the G.I. Joe Classified Series Flint. So I mean it's a ton of packaging in here. So extra bubble wrap. Who doesn't love bubble wrap? Who doesn't love bubble wrap? I do. There we go. Get this all out of the bubble wrap. Bam! Here we go. We got Flint. Flint, this is one of the long-awaited characters, as long as the Classified Series line has actually been out. So I know he was one of the characters I was looking forward to. The first wave, we got characters like Roadblock. We got plenty of Roadblocks. As you guys saw on the June, the Hasbro Pulse hosted the G.I. Joe June event, the live stream, and you saw that we got another Roadblock coming. So that'll be like our third or fourth if you count the recolor Roadblock. Initially, early on, when some of the recolors were announced, I was like, where's Flint? Where's Flint? Where's the Pentor? Where's Dr. Mindbender? Where's a few people? But fortunately, Flint was right around the corner. And let's get this bad boy out. I have a ton of the G.I. Joe Classifieds right now in my collection. But I have yet to actually open any of them. I mean, I have all the way up to the recent release of Major Blood and Lady J. Big shout out to my homeboy DJ Ruckus, who you've seen here on this channel plenty of times. But he was able to secure a lot of the Joes that I have right back to the Baroness. So this one actually came from Mr. Jonathan Williams over at TF Basement. He also was good enough to get me a Firefly a little while back too. So good looking out. Appreciate that, Jay. Let's get this bad boy open and get a closer look at Flint. Right, so here we have Flint inside of his packaging. You got your standard issue G.I. Joe Classified Series packaging. Here's number 26. Just before him is Lady J at number 25. There you go. Those are the symbols right there that you actually go to the Hasbro website for G.I. Joe, and they actually break down basically his stats. That would be the equivalent of his file card nowadays. You got the gorgeous box art where they keep adding characters to it. So as you can see, you got
Snake Eyes, Roadblock, Scarlet. They added Flint right there. Yeah. Baroness, Destro, Cobra Commander. Zartan has been added. Firefly. This Duke. Gung Ho. Vipers. I think the only one I'm really missing from Classified Series right now is I do not own a Viper. We got some Red Ninjas. And I did not get the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Snake Eyes. Pretty much all the other ones I do. So, good Major Blood up there. Big fuss over Major Blood recently. The box art, I love the way they've been doing the actual, the different artist interpretations for each character. Being a 80s kid myself, it was, as impressed as I am with the art, it was hard for me to get used to seeing different artists' renditions on the boxes, being that the same artist basically did all of them back in the 80s, I believe, or it's the same style at least. There's all the legal stuff, legalities on the bottom, the back. Again, that side art right there, thing of beauty. And there's Flint. Let's go ahead and get him out of the packaging. Okay, now taking a closer look at Flint out of the packaging, let's start off with his accessories. He doesn't come with a lot of accessories. He's not like some of the other characters that you've seen from the Classified series that come with a boatload of weapons and backpacks and things like that. From what I remember about the vintage Flint, he didn't come with a lot of accessories either. So there we have his beret, which Flint is known for wearing that beret in the old Sunbow cartoon and the action figure that came with it back then. We also have his rifle right here. Now the thing about the rifle is it does open up so that he could actually use these shells right there. And actually, so that's a nice little addition right there. Very good sculpt on these too, by the way. So he's got his rifle, and he comes with his sidearm, his pistol right there. I know a lot of people have had what they're unhappy about with the weapons and everything like that, saying they look like the Hasbro Nerf weapons and they're just painted black or whatever. But if you remember the old show, and even with the really bad movies that they put out, G.I. Joe and Cobra the Enemy tend to use a lot of lasers and futuristic weapons. So I don't know why we're really harping on the realistic, of the weapons. Here is Flint himself. Look at that face sculpt. We'll start off with that. I love the face sculpt, don't get me wrong. That fade on the hair is really nice. I'm a fan of that. But they are going Scarface crazy over there at Hasbro. Right down to Timber. The Timber that's getting released with the Commando Snake Eyes even has a scar over his eye. Like, there are a lot of characters with scars on their face. I get it. There's a battle hardened on both sides, on the enemy side and on the hero side. But everybody's, I guess, lived through some. That must be an initiation to get into Cobra or G.I. Joe to get a scar on your face. So that's a dope face sculpt right there. Now, the buck of the body is basically a reuse of the Duke figure. The vest it's a new vest though. I think this is dope right here. You can put his sidearm right there in his holster. That is one thing they're knocking out the park with these figures is you can store the weapons really well. On his back, you can put his, there you go, right there. It actually, the way it's shaped though, it looks like it should go in this way, but I don't like the look of that. So going right on his back. There we go. All right. See the articulation on the head. You can look at that far. Side to side. His arms. Go up about that far right there. Tight joints. It's got a double hinge on the elbow. All right. Both hands are trigger, finger, weapon holding hands. That's one thing I haven't seen with the classified series yet. They don't have any switch outs on the hands, but I guess I could kind of understand that because they do put a lot of that budget must go into the sculpt, the paint. It's got the knee pads, double joint on the knees. It's got the ankle rocker, up, down. And the waist does drop, kick forward, back. Not a bad figure at all. Not a bad figure at all. Right. It is one of my favorite segments to do whenever I'm doing an update on a figure.
Old school, new school, need to learn though. Old school, new
That's
school,
right.
need to
It
learn
is
though.
old school, new school
need to learn
time.
though. I burn, baby,
Here we
burn
are
up,
with
let's
Flint.
go.
Old school,
Old school, new school, need
next
to learn
to
though.
Flint with his non-removable beret. This is the one from the 80s. Or as us Transformer fans like to call it, G1, even when we're talking about G.I. Joe, because it's a Hasbro product and they basically are in the same universe. So that is your old school, new school comparison. Man, these 80s ones with the O-ring, they took a licking, and some of them didn't keep on ticking. Some of them did. You know, one is still pretty complete. I'm happy that the groin area hasn't broken. That was common. Then also the thumbs, fingers were common to break. You can use a repaint on his beret. As you can see the similarity with the shells right there, and Flint's got some of the spare right there on him. Back in the day, we used to put the backpack right there. It's got his holster on his side, just like the updated Flint. But they did a good job with this new Classified Series one, paying a nice homage to the original Flint. So there you have it, old school, new school.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, my final thoughts on Classified Series Flint. As you know, on Toys, Notes, and Action Figures, we have our rating scale, starting with whack. Whack, leave it alone, don't bother, save your money. You'll thank yourself, you'll thank me for letting you know it's whack. Then there's cool. Cool is, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can also wait for it to hit the bargain or go on sale, maybe a Black Friday sale or whatnot, depending on the time of the year. Then there's dope. Dope is, live a little. Knock yourself out. Go ahead and get one. Then there is classic. And classic is, as you all know, it's do the pre-order. Pre-order 1, pre-order 2. You'll thank yourself. It's going to go up in value. Or even if it doesn't necessarily go up in value, it's going to bring you happiness. Now, with that, I do have to say, before I do the rating on my first review of a G.I. Joe Classified Series figure, there is a bit of in that rating scale also is the collector's experience, not just with the product itself, but being able to get their hands on it. To be honest, I understand there's a time and place where you're not going to be able to get your hands on certain items because they're not being manufactured anymore, they're not in distribution anymore, and hence why certain figures go up in value. All that stuff has to be factored in when you're giving something a rating. The issue with the classified series, as you've seen on, I've done like 2 rants on the series because I like to complain. I'm not that type of person. I'm usually very positive about things. But in this case, as a longtime collector of different franchises, this was unique, a unique experience in itself. In and of itself, trying to get your hands on classified series figures, and I've been fortunate to be a part of a community. Again, shout out to DJ Ruckus and Mr. Jay Williams over at TF Basement. Those guys have really looked out and looked out for me, yours truly. And oftentimes when you're part of this community, you have to find that type of network. You have to have that type of networking in order to get the figures that you want. As is the case with the G.I. Joe's classified series. It's difficult to find. With that being said, that is a part of the grading scale. And I have to say, drumroll, it's dope. It's a dope figure. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it should be classic. But the issue again is this is a line that is phenomenal. I mean, the sculpt, the paint, all that is just phenomenal. Being a child of the 80s, I wish that they had a series to go along with it, some form of media besides the video game. Which traditionally, G.I. Joe video games and movies have been trash. But as far as the figures are concerned, amazing. As far as the packaging is concerned, amazing. I mean, I should be sitting here right now telling you it's a classic figure. But again, because of just the whole hoopla and the headache around getting your hands on them, it's dope. I do know that Hasbro has made some promises of restocking, and particularly with the Cobra Island figures. I know that's been a headache for a lot of people, the bane of a lot of collectors' existence. But with that being said, I know that they are talking about getting more. I know Duke was a little bit more readily available. So was Major Blood. Even that rollout was a little strange. But I know they're saying that they're going to be doing a better job of getting the figures out to the collectors. But with that being said, all that being said, I do think it's a dope figure. Should be classic. But politics aside, it's still a dope figure though. If you're able to get your hands on these things, kudos to you because they're awesome, amazing figures. It's an amazing line, and they're in good company coming from Hasbro with Marvel Legends on one end and the Black Series on the other end. They're doing a really good job. Can't wait to see more of the vehicles. That hopefully they put out some vehicles. I know it's difficult to do with a 6-inch scale figure. One of the biggest vehicles I've seen for 6-inch scale was the TIE Fighter. The TIE Fighter might be the only one I've seen for 6-inch scale. And the Baroness is the coil, with this motorcycle. I do know that we have another figure getting ready to come out with another motorcycle that they announced. So it'll be good to. It was Breaker. It's coming out. So, but it's a dope figure. Love it. Anyway, with all that being said, thank you guys for joining me for another episode of Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. I've been your host, Red Cheney. I appreciate you guys coming and spending some time with me. This is my little getaway. This is what I enjoy doing. This is, one of my hobbies. And I really do appreciate your time. If you can do so, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. I think we're actually almost at 1,400 subscribers right now. So that's a big deal for me because I don't get a chance to do a lot of these videos. But when I do, you guys are right there to check them out and leave your comments below and your thoughts. And I love when you guys share those with me. So as always, be good to yourself, be good to others, Show empathy, open your toys, play with them. You deserve it. Peace.